So I'm here with Amanda, who is a junior researcher involved in the SOBA assessment that we're here to talk about right now. And Amanda, I'm hoping you could just start by sharing with me what your role was with the SOBA assessment.
I'm a junior researcher under the component 1 of the AI-IBM project. Previously, I was a trainee in Young Water Professionals Program first batch. So after the training program, I joined the IBM project under component 1, and our first stage is to do the SOBA report.
Yes.
So in the report there are 6 packages, and we altogether we had 6 junior researchers. So I am one of them, and we have to do the assist in the SOBA packages report. Yes.
And of the 6 people, what were the different skill sets that were there, and what was the kind of skill set and background that you brought into the project?
Yes. Mostly we are civil engineers, and but most of us are learning the water resources engineering in master's thesis, in master's degree at Yangon Technological University.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes. So we are mostly water resources engineers, and some of us has finished their masters, but some of us haven't. So we are very interested in working and learning about water resources and the river basin. Irrawaddy River Basin.
Can you share with me what you find to be the most exciting part of the SOBA process that you've been involved in?
Yes, I was assisting the SOBA package 6, which is the 3D mapping and local consultations. Yes, so in that SOBA package 6, they have to study and find and collect the ecological, social, cultural, and their communal assets of the basin, which are the concerns and primary interests to the local communities. So when they do the consultations with the 3D physical map, it was very interesting, because we get to involve and get to know the peoples, the communities, their perceptions, their understandings, and their knowledge, their beliefs, and their concerns about their natural environment and their nature and their environment. So it was very interesting to know their perceptions and their beliefs and their interests in the system.
Was there anything in that consultation period that really surprised you, that you didn't think would emerge through the conversations and discussions that you had with the communities?
Let's see. I'm sorry, what was it?
Well, I was just thinking,
Sometimes
when you speak with communities,
yes,
and you learn about their values, and it's very different from what you thought they would say. I'm just wondering if there's anything that they said that really surprised you, that made you stop and say, this is really interesting. How do we incorporate this into our 3D modeling? How do we represent these values that hadn't entirely been something that we thought were such a big priority for the community, but ended up being in that process of discussing with them? Was there anything like that, or was it?
Yes. To name a few of those interests, when there were flooding periods.
Yes.
A lot of the communities' homes and houses are devastated or flooded for a long time, and they say that their life stopped for a while in that moment, in that
Flooding
stages.
Really scary.
So I can't imagine what they would feel and what they would experience in those bad situations. And when I get to the consultations, I get to know, and I had a very big sympathy for them to do something to change their change their emotions, their beliefs.
Yes.
So so in that interest, that is very interesting for the future.
Oh yeah.
So it will be taken into consideration, and it will be taken into the decision making, the planning and implementation processes from now on. So I think it is interesting.